I feel like opening a restaurant in 2001 isn't quite the same today, but I feel like a lot of it is the same. Like, for example, financing isn't probably quite the same, right? But how did you get the money? Because, I mean, you're young. You didn't have money put away, I'm assuming.
No, my father-in-law was kind of a silent partner and helped give us just enough money to put a down payment on our small business loan.
Okay.
So I think we had $125,000 that we put down and borrowed $400 or $450.
Okay.
Somewhere in that range. And so we did everything for, I think, $600,000.
Okay. So any advice on how to navigate going into business with family? Because you said silent partner. Was there an operations agreement? Does it get weird with family and operations agreements?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's funny because people look at me and my wife and my brother now and they're like, oh my gosh, you guys all get along so well. I'm like, yeah, like we've been down every battle. You know, we've screamed and yelled and not spoken and, you know, every part. So how do you go into business with family you got to just be very careful. And I'll go back to what I said earlier. In a sense, you have to be willing to lose it all, you know, because it can get ugly and it's not always fun and it isn't always pretty. But if you can bond together and work together and set egos aside, which is hard. I mean, I know what I want. And, you know, we're fortunate now that 18 years into this venture, you know, it's kind of, hey, there's three of us, you know. My father-in-law's really never gotten, he'll throw us some ideas every once in a while, but normally he stays out and lets us kind of navigate the path. And so our rule is, hey, it's 2-1. So it's me and my brother outvoting my wife, or it's me and my wife outvoting my brother, or it's my brother and my wife outvoting me.
Well, I think that's a really important number. Like when you have partnerships, the sweet spot seems to be 3 because there's never a tie.
Right.
Right. And I think that's really, really important. Regarding the operations agreement, did you guys like any advice on that, like navigating the actual operations agreement?
I mean, we did an LLC. We just kind of all split it up evenly.
Okay.
I mean, it's a tough question because everybody's family's so different.
Yeah.
But I would say that, you know, we talk about that a lot of times. Is like we don't have outside partners. My father-in-law helped us get us started with the first one. He bailed us out on an experiment that we did on a restaurant that closed to kind of help get us through kind of a rough time. But other than that, he's never really jumped in there. So I look at it a lot of times. I'm lucky that I don't have to take anybody else's opinion into the matter. And I'm always very fearful for chefs that go the investor route. But the reality of it is that's their best case 99.9% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, you really got to be mindful of that because at the end of the day, when it's somebody else's money, you know, you got to take that into account. I mean, you were fortunate because your investor was family. It seems like it was, you know, he was investing in you and his daughter. He just wanted to see you be successful. And he probably didn't want anything to do with the operations.
Right.
So if you enjoyed this video, please help us out. You can do it by liking, sharing, subscribing, and hitting that bell icon. It really helps out. And don't forget, there's a complete archive of every episode with show notes at restaurantunstoppable.com.